jumping ship. I might you, but you got love for Vince. Feeling like Snoop with the Source Awards. Feeling like you wasn't born for war. Cause when I come around, you be head to the ground. Crack 'em up, they smell like the man running sound. Lucas mode. When I hear him, I heard the Lucas toe. Long Beach like Crazy Joe with Mayhem. We'll be getting new wheels from Rouse the Caveman. Little bit of this, little bit of that. Little bit of this, little bit of that. Little bit of this, little bit of that. Might jump a clip where the is at. Might where the women at. Baby, bass in my Similac. Been crazy, come where you living at. Kick down the door, get down and get gone. I ain't come here for the chitter chat, but I'm far removed from that gangster shit. It don't make much sense, rather make me rich. Don't be playing with my money, it'll make me flip. And in the last couple lines, I'ma contradict. And for the last time, I ain't no count. I like big, fast whips and mansions and white Mike Jackson. So stop acting like I'm an activist. No, this ain't happened on accident. They giving man to the Africans. It'll never be another one after this. So just pay your mission and pay attention. Little bit of this, little bit of that. Little bit of this, little bit of that.
MLB The Show's coverage of Major League Baseball is on the air. Coming up, we've got a good matchup in store between the Oakland A's and the Seattle Mariners. It's baseball, it's The Show, and it comes your way next. Dallas Keuchel will do the pitching in Game 3 of the series. Dan, any thoughts?
Dallas Keuchel is a complete pitcher. He's kind of a throwback to a Jimmy Key kind of pitcher, a Tom Glavine type, not overpowering, 89 to 91 miles an hour with sink. Has the curveball, has the slider, and the straight changeup. What makes Dallas Keuchel so good, he'll throw all 4 of his pitches at any point in the count.
Now at the plate, Tommy La Stella. He will lead this one off today. Here's the first pitch to him. Here's a slider to start things out, looked at for ball 1. Fellas, the Mariners entering play here this afternoon. They've been playing some pretty good baseball of late as they've won 6 of their last 8 games.
Hey, Manny V, we're taking a look at a team right here, D-Roll. Through 5 games of this homestand, they're 3-2. I know they were expecting more, but they'd like to win this one here today and get that up to 4-2 on this homestand.
Yeah, this is an important one right here. You don't want to go 500 first 6 games, especially at home. On the road, you can deal with it. At home, this is a must-win.
So striding forward now, Marcus Semien, as we take a look at the splits between April and May. He's ready. Here's the first offering. In there for strike 1, 0-1. 65 degrees our temperature here at first pitch. 1 out, nobody on. Behind 0-2 now. And it's fouled away. Keuchel has become known as a guy that's tough to take deep. So many starting pitchers find themselves snake bitten by the gopher ball, but he really limits that. A great pitch there as he couldn't get extended on that one, and he's down on strikes for the 2nd out. That was a nasty looking slider that time.
Yeah, that was really well executed, Matt. A classic strikeout pitch. You think it's fastball middle in, then it starts bearing in on your back leg, and unless you hit it out front, there's nothing much you can do with that.
Outfielder Steven Piscotty the next to hit as he takes a cold strike at the knees. It's 0-1. Outside for a ball, 1-1. And set up behind the plate is Joe McDonald as you see the rest of our umpiring crew in this one.
Hey, Joe McDonald, he's a tough guy to figure out sometimes, D-Roll. One inning, he'll be given that inside corner. The next inning, he doesn't give much of that inside corner. His zone fluctuates a lot.
You know, Dan, you could see some definite confusion on the face of some hitters today. Questioning in the strike zone. One pitch is a strike on the outer half. The next time it's a ball. Kind of a little cat and mouse with the umpire when you should be focused on the pitcher.
Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the A's. A's nothing. M's coming to bat. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Daniel Mengden gets the starting nod for the A's in this one. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Hey, Matt, in a day and age where runs are scored at an alarming rate, this guy's been pretty rock solid. Last 3 starts, ERA under 2.00. Not an easy thing to do, and you'll know if he's on early. If he's good and on point in the first inning, that usually means he's going to be rock solid throughout the rest of the game.
Stepping up to the plate, James Morin. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Here's a cold strike about thigh high, 0-1. And Dan Dero, these A's, as they begin play here this afternoon, they come in not exactly setting the world on fire as they've dropped 5 of their last 8 ball games.
Matty, we've seen some good baseball in the first 2 games of this set, and expect another close one here. Both of the first 2 games decided by 1 run.
You know, Dero, when you get in these series like this, when 1 run means so much, you like to be able to be the team to score first. But both these games have been very close, and it's going to boil down to who gets the big hits in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning.
To 1-2 now. The pitch. Now a fastball awfully close, but he doesn't get the call. It's 2-2 now. Fouled off. Hit to first. Reined in. He'll take it to the bag himself, and the leadoff man is gone here to start the home first. At the plate, Eduardo Nunez. And there's a look at his home and road splits so far this year. Here's the first pitch to him. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. In his career versus this pitcher, just a 3 for 13 batting line. Fastball misses inside. It's even at 1. Nunez, a former Red Sox, he was signed as a free agent in the middle of last season.
Yeah, I know he expected to get a longer-term deal, but these are the facts right now. He is on a 1-year deal, and he is going to have to produce if he is going to get that multi-year he's been looking for come off-season.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. And a fastball swung on and missed as he just reared back there. 2 away. Here's Paul Goldschmidt now. He did not play last night, but clearly back in the starting 9 for this one. First pitch of the at-bat. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Profar has a play, makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Mariners are down in order, and this is still a 0-0 ball game. All set for the start of the inning. Coming forward, the veteran outfielder, Chris Davis.
Chris Davis.
First pitch on its way. There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. Going back is the right fielder. Gone! A solo shot here to straightaway right field. Home run number 15 for him thus far, and the A's are on the board first, 1-0.
Well, if you're going to give up a towering blast to one of the best players in their lineup, it's better to do it with no one on base. It stings, sure, but a solo shot isn't going to be the deciding factor in a game.
And that'll bring up Matt Olson
The first baseman.
as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Here's a guy who could use a 3 for 4. He's got that batting average still down in the 190s. 5 homers, 9 driven in. Now the 1-0 is swung on and missed, strike one.
Hey, from a pitcher's standpoint, sometimes the greatest pitch is the slider that backs up. He got away with that one, but he wants that thing to bury down the way.
Here is a ground ball now for the shortstop to the right of second. On the first, so a good bounce back pitch there as he gets the ground ball for the first out.
The left fielder, Chad Pinder.
So one away here with the bases empty. And up next, the ever versatile Chad Pinder. First delivery to him on the way.
Nope, that's the ball. Count 1-0.
Swing and a miss as he ran that in on him. A ball and 2 strikes.
Classic case of the front shoulder flying open on that off speed. Needs to stay compact and stay in the big part of the field.
And you can tell he wanted to hold off, but he swings through the inside pitch anyway, and he becomes out number 2.
The second baseman, Jurickson Profar.
Jurickson Profar digs in next. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball 1. 289 is the average coming in. 6 home runs and 23 driven in. Lifted out towards straightaway center field. Kemp has a read on it. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. But the A's hit the board first on this solo home run. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's now 1-0 in favor of the A's. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And next, the dangerous power threat, Jose Abreu.
Jose Abreu.
First delivery to him on the way. This is hit down the right field line, but it's going to get out of play for strike 1. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. Abreu, the former Chicago White Sox. He was acquired via trade last year.
Yeah, this guy's fully settled in with this ball club right now. Knows what the manager and coaching staff expect from him. Is not taken aback by anything. He's been through the spring training process and gotten to know everybody in this organization top to bottom.
It's not easy to get your barrel to a pitch that high. That can be an effective location as long as he keeps it above the letters.
Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first out.
Boy, there's nothing better from a pitcher standpoint than watching that high fastball, a high piece of cheese, swung at and missed. That pitch looks so inviting to hit, but it's awfully tough to put in play.
So here's Matt Kemp now. As he takes a called strike on the black, it's 0-1. He'll start this one at 269. 1 home run and 17 RBIs. The pitch.
That's inside. Ball, that's low.
Popped him up. Olsen is there for it. And he brings it in for the second out of the inning. Digging in, Mitch Haniger to try to make something happen with two gone in the bottom of the second. Here comes the first pitch. Bases are empty here with two men out. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike two.
Hey, down in the count 0-2, I'd like to see a little choke and poke right here. Maybe work it up the middle or opposite field with two strikes.
A ball and two strikes to Mitch Haniger. And that's high for a ball. It's 2-2.
Well, two straight fastballs inside haven't put him away. So now it'll be interesting to see what he turns to.
Two pitches fouled away. So a full count now.
No pitcher likes to take the count to 3-2, especially when you throw a non-competitive pitch like that on 2-2. That one wasn't even close.
Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. 1-2-3 go the Mariners. They still trail 1-0. Into the box now, Travis d'Arnaud, as we are all set to begin the third inning in this one. Here's the first pitch to him.
Ball one, no strike.
The 1-0. Hit weakly on the ground to short. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third.
Batting ninth.
Now at the plate, Matt Chapman. And as you can tell easily from the splits, he's really struggled away from their home ballpark. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Strike taken as that one catches the outer part of the plate. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike two.
Wow, great pitch right there, right? Changing speeds. How about that straight changeup? How about that swing? Howdy, if you're waving at me.
Can't get him to chase. It's 1-2.
Oh, he thought he had him right there. I did too, but no dice.
One out, nobody on. There's a fastball well off the plate for a ball. He takes strike three called on the fastball. Couldn't pull the trigger, and there are two away. Back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring in Tommy La Stella to bat next. First pitch on its way. Tried to golf at it, but he missed strike one. Hit out towards second. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Pretty painless half of the inning, all told. We'll head now to the home half of inning number 3. It's the A's 1 and the Mariners nothing. Here's the third baseman now, Kyle Seager. 7, 8, and 9 to start the home third.
Not much going on offensively so far for these guys. 6 up, 6 down. We'll see if the bottom part of the lineup can get something going.
Well, the home crowd seems a little restless, so I'm sure they'd appreciate it. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Pulled toward right center field. Davis is there, and he has it for the first out. Digging in now for the Mariners, Omar Narvaez, and he's got that batting lineup near the 300 mark entering play. First pitch on its way. Not even close on that swing. No balls and a strike. And this runs inside, and that looked like it got him pretty good.
Well, this home crowd didn't like this guy on the mound before, but now they really don't like him. He's gotten the faithful all worked up by hitting one of their best hitters early on in this game, and you can bet he's really going to hear it if he comes around to score.
Stepping into the box, Mauricio Muriel. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Comes set, now the pitch. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike one.
Especially after drilling the last guy up at the plate. That's just a great job to get your mechanics back under you and establish yourself back in the strike zone.
Navarez, a runner at first with one gone in the inning. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control. 0-2.
Surprised the pitcher would even go to the top of the zone looking for a double play in this situation.
Working for the punch out and the offering. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. And another foul ball. Runner at first here, one man out. Oh, and this is swung on and missed. 4 strikeouts already, and that's out number 2.
In a double play situation, you kind of expect most pitches to be down in the zone, hoping for a ground ball. So that was an interesting pitch selection to go up in the zone. I think he caught him off guard a little bit.
At the plate, James Morin, as he'll take a called strike at the knees. It's 0-1. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Set to deliver the 0-1. Rolled slowly down the third baseline. A runner on first with 2 away. Well above the letters with the fastball that time.
High fastball right there with a 2-strike count. You know what that might be doing? Setting up the next pitch. Could be that hard slider down and away. Something breaking down and away off the plate.
The 1-2 is a wave and a miss. He struck him out. Mariners leave 1. They're on the short end of a 1-0 score. Back with Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian, as the Cal Berkeley product Marcus Semien is the first to bat in the inning.
okay right here.
Here it comes. And the first pitch of the inning here misses down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Can't get around quick enough, and that'll move the count to 1-1. And now a pitch on the way. Count is 1-2 now. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Left fielder giving chase. He's there and records the first out. So the base is empty here with one away. And up next, the outfielder Stephen Piscotty. First pitch coming. Here it is. A high fastball is in there.
Boy, this guy's got it going on right now. He's executing everything. He should feel pretty good. He's retired 7 in a row.
And 1-1 as this one's in on the hands. And the pitch. Had him off stride that time, and it's 1-2.
Man, that's another ugly swing right there. This team is just struggling so mightily to get on base. They've looked off balance all game.
On the ground to third. Seager fields it cleanly, and there's out number 2. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Chris Davis. He went deep in his first at-bat, and we'll see what he's got in store for us here.
And that's been the entire offense so far in this one. They've been shut down other than that.
First pitch is a slider called for a strike.
Wow, I can't believe the hitter took that one. The pitcher absolutely got away with a hanger.
Tried to get him to go after the slider, but it's 1-1.
Man, that's one of those. How could you not swing at that one? A good take there on that pitch.
The 1-1. Waves and misses for strike number 2. Two balls and 2 strikes, the count to Chris Davis.
The classic back foot slider right there with 2 strikes. Usually gets a ton of swing and misses. Nice layoff right there. Fight for another pitch.
Fouled away. 1 run, just 1 hit, and no errors in the ballgame for the A's so far. Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. A's are gone in order, but they hold a 1-0 lead. Ready to go in the bottom of the 4th, and that'll bring up the utility man, Eduardo Nunez.
Shortstop, Eduardo.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Hey. 0-1.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
Inside ball.
Hit out towards second. That's a hit, the first of the game for the Mariners.
Dan, I'll tell you, it doesn't matter what it looks like right there. That lawn dart felt so good.
Oh, Devo, this guy's been due. He really needed that one.
And that brings up Paul Goldschmidt as he'll watch a first pitch curveball drop in there for strike 1.
These are the moments in the game that can sway it one way or another, why you get a W or a loss right here. Leadoff man on, heart of the order coming up. Guy out on the mound has got his work cut out for him.
Down and away, ball 1. A 1-1. In the dirt here. Runner holds as the count moves to 2-1. Just 1 hit apiece for both of these clubs. That's upstairs, running the count to 3-1.
This is where you cash your checks right here. 3-1. You're one of the best hitters in the game. You live for situations like this.
And the count will be full. Hit high and deep to right center. Heading after it is Piscotty. He's not going to have a play on it, and this might bring home the runner from first. But it's over his head, and it hops the wall for a ground rule double.
Hey, it's hard to say if he would have scored if the ball hadn't hopped over the wall. They might have held the runner at third because there were no outs, but who knows? Either way, they'll still wind up with a runner at second and third and still no outs after the ground rule double.
So here's Jose Abreu as he'll take a look at ball one. So far this season with runners in scoring position, Abreu carries a hitting line just over the 280 plateau. The 1-0. A line shot to third base.
Now batting, center fielder, Matt.
So stepping in, Matt Kemp, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. First pitch of the at-bat, and that misses ball one. Right side, but it's going to be a foul ball. Second and third here, one man out. And he lays off for a ball, 2-1. Hit on the ground for Simeon at short. He's got it. And the throw goes to first for the out, but that'll be enough to get the run home as they pull back to even at 1-1.
Good job there to put the ball on the ground and pick up the tying run. This one has the makings of being a close game until the very end.
Man at second here with two away. And up next, the corner outfielder Mitch Haniger. First pitch on its way. In tight with the curveball. Backed up on him a little there, and it's ball one.
Wanted to get the front door curveball on the inside corner there, but it backed up a little and stayed off the corner.
One run, two hits, and no errors in the game for the Mariners to this point. Line to the right side. Piscotty is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. It's a run on two hits, one left. On to the top of inning number 5 we go, all tied at 1-1. Welcome back to T-Mobile Park in Seattle as we send it down to Heidi Watney.
Well, Matt, I talked to manager Bob Melvin during the break about his thoughts on the A's hitters to this point. And he was pretty blunt in saying they're just not having very good at-bats. They've only managed one base runner in this game, so it's easy to see why he said they haven't shown much fight today. He's hoping to see someone step up and find a way to get something going, though. This game isn't out of hand, so it remains to be seen if they can snap out of this funk and climb back into this one.
Okay, thank you, Heidi.
The first baseman.
New inning set to get underway, and here comes the first baseman, Matt Olson. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. And he fouls this one off. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Muriel will range to his left as he tracks this one down in left center for the first out.
Now back.
So the bases are empty with one man gone. And up next, the ever versatile Chad Pinder. Here's the first pitch to him. No balls and a strike to count. To the left side, but it's well foul. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Bottom dropped out on him, and that's a strikeout. Navarez corrals it, and he makes the throw to first. Pinder is retired, 2 down now.
Well, you know you made a real nice pitch when you bounce it in the dirt and you still get the hitter to swing at it. That tells me that there's a lot of deception in that pitch right now.
Now to the plate, Jurickson Profar comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame. First delivery to him on the way.
Oh, that's it.
The 1-0. Hit in the air out toward left. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the A's. Halfway home, all even at 1 apiece. Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Watney.
Matt, during the break, I caught up with the Mariners manager to discuss his thoughts on Seattle's offense so far. And one thing he mentioned to me was the lack of discipline he's seeing out of their at-bats right now. Among other things, he brought up their lack of walks as a sign that they're not doing a great job of working the count and laying off pitches outside the strike zone. Going forward, he's hoping to see a better focus on competitive at-bats and more selective swings.
Thank you, Heidi.
Leading up for the Mariners,
Striding in, Kyle Seager. He's 0 for 1 thus far.
Seager.
Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch.
That's the ball.
The 1-1.
That's the ball.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Now, 2-1.
Called strike that time, and it's even at 2-2.
Really feels like he's just on cruise control out there on the mound right now.
Boy, this is a tight one. You kind of get the feeling like the next team that scores is going to win this one.
Grounded down the third baseline, but a foul ball as it holds it 2-2. Now here's the pitch.
Three balls, keep strike.
Pulled toward right center field. Davis will back up and put this away for a long out number 1. Stepping in, Omar Narvaez. He's got to be looking for vengeance after getting plunked in his last at-bat.
Yeah, guys, well, maybe that's going to wake him up a little bit. Maybe he needed some extra motivation to square one up.
There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. Meanwhile now, this ball's trouble as it looks like it'll be good for extra bases. And he'll reach second now with 1 away.
The left fielder, number 25, Muriel.
Ready for another chance? Mauricio Muriel. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Here comes the first pitch.
Nope. Outside.
Runner at second here with one man out. And it's fouled away. And this one's up around the eyes, 2-1. From the belt, the pitch. And he pops it up. But this will land untouched.
Looked like he was cheating a heater right there. A little bit too far out in front. Got to find a way to keep his hands back.
The 2-2 is looked at, and the count moves full.
Well, he really needs to make this guy swing the bat right here. He's not the type of hitter you want to dance around with.
Now the 3-2 pitch. Liner towards second, but this is going to be hauled in out there at second base for out number 2. So the lineup flips over, and digging in, James Morin. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one. And we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this big.
0-1 the count. Ready with the 0-1. Line drive to left. Pinder's got it for route number 3. So no runs on a hit here, no errors, one man left on. We're through 5 here at the ballpark, all tied at 1-1. Next up for the A's, Travis d'Arnaud. He'll begin things here against Dallas Keuchel.
d'Arnaud.
Here's the first pitch to him. And a fastball here is swung on and sent out toward Kemp in center field. And very quickly, one gone.
Now batting, third baseman, Matt Chapman.
That's a slick play out there as we take a look at it on show motion. He was charging in quickly, and he slides to get under the ball just before it reaches the ground and gets the out. Well done.
So one gone for the A's in their half of the 6th. And up next, the power-hitting third baseman, Matt Chapman. First pitch of the at-bat.
Yep, that ball went out.
Bases are empty, one man out. A ball and a strike to count to Matt Chapman.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Fooled pretty badly there as he reaches to poke this one foul. Looking to punch him out again. The pitch. Right down Main Street, caught him looking.
Well, pitching domination continues. Just a total of 2 runs on the board, so both of these starters should feel really good about their showings. If you love good pitching, this has been the game for you.
Here's Tommy La Stella now, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1.
Hey, this isn't exactly the way you'd like to draw it up. Not throwing a lot of first pitch strikes, but the bottom line is he's getting outs.
2 out, nobody on. 1-1 to Tommy La Stella. It's 2-1 to the A's leadoff batter. The 2-1 home. On the screws to shortstop, but caught to retire the side. A's are gone in order. Score remains tied 1-1. Lou Trevino enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th.
Number 62, Lou Trevino.
Ready for another shot now. Eduardo Nunez. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far.
Eduardo Nunez.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Comes set and the 0-1. Liner toward right center. That gets down and he's got himself a base hit.
Hey, they weren't going to keep this guy down for long. That's the ebbs and flows of the baseball season. Bottom line is this guy has bat-to-ball skills. You knew he was going to get hot eventually.
Throw over to the bag, and he's back in standing. Standing in now, Paul Goldschmidt, as he will take a look at strike one on a fastball right down the pipe. He's 1 for 2 in this one. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Fouled off. Leadoff man aboard here in a 1-1 ball game. Trying to get him to chase the cutter there. A ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 is laid off for ball 2. Fouled away. The 2-2 one more time. Started to go. Did he hold up in time? Yes, says the first base umpire. It's ball 3 now. Count still full, 3-2. Another payoff pitch. And he could only battle for so long as he's finally set down here after an 8-pitch at-bat.
Well, that's just a quality pitch right there. The location was excellent because if it's put in play, there's a good chance it's on the ground for a double play. And, hey, a strikeout always works, too.
Into the box now, Jose Abreu, as he'll get caught chasing a bad one there at strike 1. No hits to this point. Throw over to first, and a dive, but he's back in there. Ready with the 0-1. Cutter low, 1-1. Two and 1.
This guy uses that two-seamer to set up his other pitches. Two-seamer in, breaking ball away.
Now the 2-1 is strike 2 swinging. Runner on first here with 1 gone and a 1-1 tie. Three and 2, a full count to the Mariners' designated hitter. Trevino has tossed over 30 innings so far this season, and in that time he's compiled a whip under 1.3. Translation, he's better than league average in that category. line towards center field. And that'll get down for a base hit.
Now batting, center fielder, Matt.
At the plate now, Matt Kemp. And that misses for ball one. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. A ball and a strike.
Man, the Mariners have been looking for that big hit pretty much all game long. It remains to be seen if they can get it, but now sure would be a great time.
1-1 pitch is a curveball that misses ball 2.
A time to start making some quality pitches. He finds himself in a tough spot behind an account with guys on base.
Now the 2-1. And here's a swing and a miss by Kemp as he's a strikeout casualty. 2 away.
Well, his struggles continue. It's been a rough go of it at the plate with him, and watching this at bat, it's clear to me that his rhythm and timing, they're just all off. Even as a pitcher like I was, you can tell these things and exploit them.
Stepping in now is Mitch Haniger as he'll send a ground ball down to third. Throw on to first to be in time, and the Mariner rally gets turned away as the inning is over. Mariners leave a couple. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Seventh inning ready to roll, and stepping in is the veteran shortstop, Marcus Semien.
Marcus Semien.
Here comes the first pitch. In there at the knees, strike 1.
We're moving right along into this one. This guy's continuing to pitch well, which is a little bit of a surprise because his first pitch strike ratio is still under 60%.
This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Muriel arranged to his left as he tracks this one down in left center for the first out.
Now batting.
So that'll bring up Stephen Piscotty. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A ball and no strikes.
Very impressive outing so far. His command has been spot on. Even when he misses his spot, it isn't out over the heart of the plate. He's throwing quality pitches.
1 out, nobody on. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. And this is low, ball 2. 2-1. And he fouls this one off. The 2-2. Doesn't get the zone. Count full now.
When you're playing close games like this, base runners mean everything, so he can ill afford to start giving away free passes.
Taken in by Goldschmidt. And an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow.
The center fielder, number 2.
Here's Chris Davis now. He comes in 1 for 2 with that home run he hit earlier. First pitch on its way. Now a fastball that couldn't quite find the zone. It's ball 1. One ball, one strike, the count. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Really pulled that one across as the slider misses well inside. All even now, 2-2.
You can definitely tell with that foul off right there that he's picking up spin on this pitcher's off-speed stuff. Maybe expect a fastball on this next one.
Great effort on the dive, but it's through into left.
That's a grind pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate, and this batter's able to bite and keep his hands inside this baseball and drive it for a knock. Impressive.
That'll bring up the power hitter, Matt Olson. He gets a shot to hit here in the inning following the 2-out single.
Yeah, and that hit might not amount to much, but anytime you could extend an inning and give a guy with plenty of pop a chance to swing it, the outlook of an inning changes dramatically.
First offering on its way. And he misses inside with that one. Ball 1.
Hey, a 2-out single isn't all that bad, but it can be when you've got this part of the lineup coming up.
2 out with the possible go-ahead run at first. Easy fly ball into shallow center field. And a great diving effort there, but it'll just tip off his glove, and it's a base hit.
Well, D-Roll, that looked like a pretty easy inning to start. All of a sudden, 2 outs and back-to-back singles, runners at first and third.
Yeah, they put traffic on it. I guess I would throw it back at you, Dan. You get 2 quick outs right there, and then you get 2 base hit knocks. Are you even concerning yourself with the traffic on the bases, or are you just trying to execute that next pitch?
You know what happens a lot of times, D-Roll? You lose concentration. You get the first 2 out in the inning. You think, hey, I'm going to breeze through this and get this third guy out. Next thing you know, first and third and 2 out, you have to make some good pitches.
From the belt, kicks and deals. Loud contact there, but it's well fouled. The 0-1 offering. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. And double-barreled action now in the Mariner bullpen as both a left-hander and a right-hander start to throw. Runners on first and third, 2 away. Maybe too much break on the slider. 2-1.
Hey, lots of guys get too aggressive in a spot like this, but he's done a nice job of gaining some count leverage. Look for him to put the ball and play hard.
And the 2-1. And they set up away with the fastball, but it misses. 3-1.
Couldn't be a whole lot better situation to hit in now. 3-1, 2 on. He's got to be thinking he's going to get a pitch he can drive right here.
The 3-1. And he misses with it for ball 4. So the bases will be loaded now with 2 away.
I think he was trying to be a little too fine there, and a walk is the result. Well, the good news is he has a force at every base. The bad news, a single probably drives in a couple of runs.
Here's Jurickson Profar. He's looking to deliver here with the bases loaded and 2 out in the inning. First delivery to him on the way.
Hey, when a pitcher's put in a tough spot, he's usually going to go to what got him here, and that's this guy's slider. Expect to see that more often.
Ready with the 0-1. Now this is on the ground to second. Is he going to get out of this? Over to first. He does get out of it, and the inning is over. A's threaten, but leave them loaded. Still tied 1 apiece. Ryan Buchter gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th.
Number 52, Ryan Buchter.
Now at the plate, Kyle Seager. It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
The third baseman, Kyle Seager.
First pitch of the at-bat. And it's fouled away. Seager behind with an 0-2 count. Buchter has seen his role change with those one-batter lefty specialists going the way of the dodo as a part of MLB's pace of play initiatives. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Buchter, a 6'4" lefty. He was taken in the very late rounds back in 2005.
Man, coming out of the late rounds, you have to grind for everything. Nothing is given to you. And this guy has turned himself into a very solid big league ball player. That's a big accomplishment.
Here's another 0-2. As anticipated, here's a ground ball now to the right side. And there's one down now. Digging in once again, Omar Narvaez. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
Yeah, he jumped all over that first pitch last time up. Interested to see if he has the same approach this AB.
And here's a slider that's nowhere close, and it's 1-0. Bases are empty, one man out. Back up the middle and in for a base hit.
Dan, this guy's on fire. I used to say all the time it's about 150 ABs to 200 ABs where you start figuring out what type of season you're going to have. He's obviously in May and he's on fire.
D-Road, he's been locked in from day one of this season. It's continuing right now. Anything that is around the strike zone, he feels he can get the barrel to it, and he continues to hit line drives.
Mauricio Muriel comes on with one gone here as he looks at a called strike one. The 0-1 pitch. Looks like he swung it underwater that time for strike two.
I think it's safe to say he wasn't ready for the fastball.
Wow, was he behind that fastball. Great job on the mound using the curveball to set up the heater.
And they could go either way now, I suppose.
A ball and two strikes now. Oh, a fastball swung on and missed, and for the second time today, he's gone on strikes.
That was a big strike out there, guys. The best pitchers have the ability to strike guys out when they really need to, and that second out was really important at this point of the game. Could be something we look back on later when the game's over.
Stepping in now, James Morin, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Now a pitch runs in on him here, and all he can do is flare one foul off to the right side. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way.
Pretty good breaking ball to lay off of right there. If I'm pitching, I might think this guy might be sitting on something off speed.
2 out with the possible go-ahead run at first. Down the first baseline, but this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2.
Lucky he got a piece right there. He was definitely late on that pitch after seeing a previous off-speed pitch.
Breaking ball swung on and missed, and he's set down for the second time this afternoon. 1 left for Seattle. Score remains tied 1-1. Anthony Swarzak has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Anthony.
Ready to begin the 8th, and next to hit is the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud.
The catcher, Travis d'Arnaud.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. That swung on and missed. We're even at 1-1. 2-1. Travis d'Arnaud with an even 2-2 count now. Rolled slowly to first. Scooped up. A toss behind the back. Throw on to first in time, so the leadoff man is set down to open up inning number 8. Final line there for the Mariners starting pitcher, and he'll be very happy with how the day went.
Hey, one of the things you can't control as a starting pitcher is whether you're going to win or lose a game. He pitched awfully well in this one. As of right now, he's in line for a no decision.
So that brings up the always intense Matt Chapman. And he popped him up. Morin onto the grass. He's got it. A nice play there. 2 away. So the batting order turns over now and set to go Tommy La Stella. He lined out in his last trip, so looking for better fortunes here.
This is when you start to lose your mind a little bit. You know you're in a slump as you walk to the plate. You finally do something good and barrel something up, and it's right at somebody.
Into the wind, the 0-1. Easy fly ball into shallow center field. And that's in there, base hit. Throw into second. The tag, and they'll get him at second. And with that, the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the A's. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Liam Hendricks is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 16, Liam Hendricks.
Into the box, Eduardo Nunez. As he'll watch a slider that stays inside for ball 1.
Nunez.
Lofted in the air out toward right center. And there's a base hit. So just like that, the leadoff man's aboard, representing the potential go-ahead run.
Hey, Dero, not a bad night. 3 singles, but hey, you'll take 3 for 4 every day of the week.
Yeah, in today's day and age, Dan, where everything's a homer, a walk, or a strikeout, it's refreshing to see this guy throw out 3 base hits.
So now to the plate, Paul Goldschmidt, as he'll watch one miss down and in for a ball, 1-0. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Grounded up the first baseline, but a foul ball, 1-1. Before the delivery, a check on that go-ahead run at first. Go-ahead runs aboard here at first with nobody out. And another throw over, keeping particularly close tabs on him. Once more, a throw over. And the fans don't like this at all. The 1-1 is swung on and missed for strike number 2.
When I broke into the league, not many guys were throwing that elevated fastball with that much velocity on it. The game has changed.
Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you think you see that ball as a hitter. You think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
Possible go-ahead runs on first, 1 away. Slider, but that's below the knees, and it's 2-0.
That can be one of the downfalls of pitching out. It puts you behind in the count, and if you throw another ball, you're kind of in a difficult spot.
He's set, and the 2-0 pitch.
That's evidence of a pitcher and catcher being totally in sync out there. That tells me they both know that's a good pitch for him right now.
Hit high and deep out to left. Going back is the left fielder. At the track. Gone! A 2-run shot that gives them the lead. It's a 2-run shot to straightaway left. As they've taken the lead, it's 3-1.
This guy's hot right now. Hit a bomb yesterday and hit another tape measure shot today. When he gets hot, he hits them in bunches. This could be the beginning of one of those extended hot streaks.
At the plate, Matt Kemp. As the first pitch to him, he swung on and missed for strike one. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Fly ball out toward left center field. Pinder comes on and makes the catch in shallow left for out number 2. Coming to the plate now, Mitch Haniger. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. Here's the first pitch to him. Ripped down the line. And he tries for the backhand reach at third, but he gets by the glove down the line. And he'll make it to second base now with 2 gone.
Man, I love this angle. Looking right down the line. You can see that he generates his power from his lower half, taking it down the line for a clean double. Great look there.
So a runner at second, 2 down now. And into bat next, the third baseman, Kyle Seager. He's ready. Here's the first offering. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Davis is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Mariners get a couple in the inning on the 2-run home run. Last chance coming up for Oakland. It's now 3-1 Mariners. Hunter Strickland comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th.
Number 43, Hunter.
All set to start the 9th in this one, and stepping up as the shortstop, Marcus Semien.
Looking for base runners here as they're down 2 playing on the road. Not an easy thing to do, trying to score runs or bunch hits together off of a closer.
1 ball, no strikes to count. Now the 1-0. One pitch and a nice call for the change. It's 1-2.
Someone on this offense needs to take it upon themselves to have a quality AB and start the line moving again.
And a swing and a miss. Good pitch there for the first out here in the 9th.
When your closer comes in and strikes out the first guy he faces, everyone on the team can kind of take a deep breath. Still have 2 more outs to get, but retiring that leadoff guy is always huge when you're trying to shut a game down.
Ready once again, Stephen Piscotty. He's hitless coming into this at-bat, so the hit streak he's been riding is on the line here.
Yeah, he's up in the double digits with it. You know he wants to keep it going as long as possible, but this very well could be the last chance to do that. First pitch coming. Here it is.
set to deliver the 0-1. Line drive to center field. But sadly for him, this will head straight to the center fielder as he puts it away without much trouble for the second out. Chris Davis next to bat. He comes to the plate as the last chance for his side. 2 out here in the ninth. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
You have to find a way in this situation to look in that on-deck circle and find a way to get your best hitter to the plate with a chance to tie it.
A ball and a strike.
1-1.
Swing and a miss, and they're up against it now as they're down to their final strike of the afternoon. Last strike now for Oakland. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball.
Great take right there, but the last thing you want to do is be called out on strikes to end the game.
Now this crowd of just over 21,000 are on their feet. Swing and a miss as they definitely had him reaching for that one, and this ball game is over.
It's always nice to give your fans at home something to cheer about, and they definitely did that right here, coming through with a big win at home.
3-1 the final score this afternoon. The M's came through late, taking the lead in the 8th to secure the victory. Anthony Swarzak wins his 4th game out of the bullpen this year. Hunter Strickland earns the save out of the bullpen, his 6th. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com.
Our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Seattle Mariners, 3 runs on 9 hits, no errors. They left 7 men on base. For the Athletics, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. They left 3 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 39 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. And we remind you to please drive home safely.
It was so up, I kinda had to think that there would be conversations. I just think they asked where we from. I don't care.